but hopefully I can just
I
put that
take it it's
aside.
not forcing you though, right? It's giving you the option to wait a little while.
Not yet, but I think that is coming. All right, so let me put this all in one thing.
To be fair, I haven't seen it on my phone either. I don't know um, how urgent the update is, but
I need to restart in the meantime. Let's do it.
how
Okay,
frequently do you get that weird routing error?
pretty frequently.
Got to try and figure out where that comes from. It seems I don't know, like other people get it, I get it from time to time, but it's really random.
Okay, so this issue is about the draft quick action, and
Yep.
it's basically shows this alert, but instead we want it to be a toast in the bottom left. Oops. Oh
Okay.
no. Oh no, I did it. Wait, what did I just? Did I just open something? Okay. So we want it to be because there's a separate thing like on an MR, in the middle of the page, usually around here somewhere, you can click mark as draft or mark as ready or
Okay.
mark as
Yeah. Yeah.
draft.
Yeah.
That triggers the bottom left toast. So to
Okay.
align it, so it's all the same behavior. So it's not like sometimes if you use the quick action, it has on top and sometimes it's in the bottom. We want it all in the bottom left, that toast.
Okay. Okay.
So I had asked a bunch of questions about that to clarify, and that's basically the Spark Notes of what we want. So this little toast thing, and this is the button that makes the toast. Um,
And that already does that, right?
that this button already does the toast in the bottom left, and I think it
But
does
we want
both
to.
actually.
Oh, okay.
We can test it right now on this one. If I mark this ready, oh no, it just shows bottom left.
So if you scroll right to the top again, yeah, there's no message there, right?
Yep. Okay, but I do actually want that to be a draft still.
And then that will
So,
show at the top. Yeah. Okay. Cool. 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 Cool.
so what I had started doing was changing in the actions.js file. So this is like the Vuex stuff. That's a bit of a mystery to me sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just put this conditional logic, like if the command has draft or ready, show the toast with the text. So I can get it to show, but now what I need to be able to do is suppress the alert from the quick action that already exists. And I don't know if quick
Okay.
actions actually support that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I can show you in the code base. This is where
See that?
that's
Yeah.
implemented.
So the thing is that what I guess I don't know if worried is the right word, but you send off a comment. It doesn't know. I don't think it really cares or knows whether that comment is a comment or a reply or a draft or a
Mm.
it includes quick actions or doesn't include quick actions, if you know what I mean. So um, it's gonna then respond. Yeah, I guess. Can you go back to your your browser and we'll maybe toggle like the draft again and we'll monitor the network and see. Um,
Do you want me to do this on master or on the branch where I've implemented some stuff?
to be honest, this branch is probably fine if you're on that branch anyway. So I guess you've got a filter on there at the moment of GraphQL, so you just need to move that. But so um, yeah, so when we send that,
That I think fails because I had the execution message do nil, because I thought maybe that was how I could make this happen. But this
gotcha.
should,
See, this is what I'm a little bit worried about. I kind of it feels hacky what you're doing, if that makes sense, because
I feel it too.
I think we do want to send that message back. But potentially we could try and sort of, I don't know if absorb it's the right word, if we should catch it client side. Oh, yeah. Or would it be a terrible idea to do the opposite thing and change the one that currently toasts to put a message at the top like the quick action one? Would that be more sort of fitting? Like do you know the reason we're preferring the toast over the
That is a good question. Wait, sorry. I've got so many tabs open. Sometimes I get
that's
lost.
nothing. That's nothing. I wish I
Okay.
had that few tabs open.
Well, I've got 4 other spaces with just as many tabs open.
Right. So
There's no real explanation, I think. It was just maybe, general. Wait. I think it came from like a UX study that was trying to do general improvements to unify UI. But I guess there's not really any information here, is there? Oh, these proposed changes, that's where I found it. Identify opportunities to improve perceived performance of MR. Is this it? MIDE.
Do you think perceived
Yeah.
performance is because the idea is like almost, I don't know, again, I was going to say, should it toast that when you send the quick action, or is it genuinely when it responds? I guess it should be when it responds, right? You don't want it to suggest that it's actually done something
Before it's actually done.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if that's what when you click on that markers ready button.
Yeah.
That's what I'm a little bit unsure of. Does it actually send the API call, wait for the API call to come back, and then change the title and show the toast, or does it just update everything real time, assuming that the command is going to be successful?
I don't actually know. And I can't actually get that to load on my GDK for some reason. But theoretically, the mark ready
top
would be
right
here.
hand corner, I think if you click on the ellipsis, you can mark as ready. So what we could do is we could click, yeah, exactly, clear the network again, mark it as draft. You could block that API call or disable network altogether, or do whatever you want to do to sort of force it to break.
Block this. Which
Yeah,
one?
I think so.
This?
I think it's the top one. Yeah.
Lock request URL.
No, I
Then run it
don't
again.
know. Yeah, essentially.
Marcus draft.
Oh,
Okay.
good. Yeah. So it is waiting
It
for
waits
it
for
to
it.
succeed and come back with its response before it actually makes the changes, which is good. Okay. But yeah. So it's just that if we do it with the quick actions, I feel like what we need to do is find the place that receives the response from a comment, because like I say, it's not specifically a quick action, it's just a comment in general. And if it includes that specific message, which is again magic strings and stuff, which isn't cool, then we sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Absorb it and toast instead, which doesn't feel that great. The alternative would be to see, if we could use the same type of notification instead, so replace the toast rather than replacing
With
the
the alert.
alert. So I wonder whether we should just go back to the sort of, I don't know if it's the issue author or the research or whatever, and sort of say that the reason, explain the fact that all we're doing is sending a comment or a note or whatever you want to call it. It could have one quick action, it could have no quick actions, it could have 10 quick actions. It feels wrong to me as well to be like imagine if you did 2 or 3 things in there. Like, can you, in your test, in your GDK again, could you maybe like add a label, mark it as draft or not as draft? I can't remember what current state it's in. Maybe like assign someone, do like 2 or 3 things.
And then also, yeah, it's ready. So should I unblock the thing too?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so then mark as draft.
Yeah. So now when we do our comment, so we get all the messages at the top. So I think it would be weird.
You're
Although I
totally
just saw a
right.
message at the bottom there. Is that because we're on your branch and you're in the middle of, yeah.
Yes.
So I think it'd also be weird if you got like one of the things
One there and one
post.
there.
Yeah. So maybe it's worth just is this just something that you're randomly chipping away? Is there any specific cool. Yeah. So I think I would just sort of feedback. It's one of those ones. I'm exactly the same, that I would have just cracked on with it, but then all of a sudden you start realizing these kind of like, well, maybe for X reason and Y reason.
We shouldn't. I thought about that because I noticed that all of the other quick actions only have the alert. So I was like, how weird would that be if just marking draft or ready was the only one to do a toast?
Yes. I agree.
But so was this was just for performance reasons?
Well, so it's saying perceived performance. Now, yeah, I mean, in my eyes, well, I mean, in any word, like I'm pretty sure I know what that means. It's like it's not actually improving any performance; it's just making it seem more performant. But I don't really understand why immediately that using a toast would seem more performant then. So yeah, I mean, I just ask those
You'd push
questions,
back.
sort of like, yeah, like say you had a look at the issues and the epic or whatever and couldn't see the detail around why that would improve the perceived performance. And then, yeah, further elaborate to sort of say that you have concerns that all of the other quick actions currently use the alert rather than the toast. And yeah, maybe if anything, like would it be preferable to actually change the other ones to use an alert rather than a toast so that they're at least consistent? But
Okay. What do you think about, yeah, so why would the other one have been implemented to be a toast then? If you mark it ready, like in the middle or from the ellipses?
Good question. Yeah, I don't really know, to be honest. Again, maybe there's something. Should we have a quick look at like, do you think it might be on pajamas? It'll tell us about like when to use a toast versus when to use an alert or something like that.
I think they do link the two here. The toast displays a short system message as a result of a user's action.
Okay.
That would support a quick action. Provide a contextual message based on a user's action in the same view the action took place.
So just don't use it for an error. There's a page refresh. If it's irreversible. Well, I'd argue that one because you could display the modal, but once then you say yes, yes, yes on the modal, then it could do the toast. But okay, and then what does the alert say as opposed to?
may or may not be related to their action. When to use. I feel like that's more descriptive of what's going on.
Yeah. And at first I thought it might be a problem because it displays at the top of the screen and you might not sort of see it, but it looks like it sort of appears in the pinned part of the so it's always visible. Yeah. I don't see a massive if you need to deliver an instance level message from an admin, if you're immediately confirming. Oh, so the second thing, and when not to use, in fairness, does say if you're immediately confirming a user's action while they remain in the same view, use a toast instead.
Then that would be applicable for all of the quick actions.
Yes, which again, I think that is a good pushback to sort of say, well, do we want to change them all to a toast? But my thinking of a toast is, as far as I know, it only lasts for a certain period, right? So
yeah,
I
it's
would
like a couple
almost
seconds.
maybe we'll flip back to toast again real quick. I'm just interested if there's a when not to use, like if the message is long or something like that. Doesn't say anything like that though, does it? What about could we just do a quick test in GDK again? Can you do something that you know is gonna fail? I'm thinking if you like maybe assign is there anything you know that will fail? Like I want you to do like at least one successful quick action and at least one quick action that's not going to be successful.
I know if I change the execution message to nil here, that changing it to draft will fail.
Works for me.
Okay. But oddly enough, I believe just the toast fails or the alert fails, but it actually does still get marked as draft.
Okay.
I don't know if I think that still satisfies what we're looking for though.
Yeah. I think so because I'm sure we got the sort of something went wrong or some kind of although
like
actually that might if it's more of a 500 error it might kind of block out all the rest. We'll see what happens anyway. We'll do something that should work and something that won't work and see what happens. What I'm thinking is that it said don't use a toast for like an error message. So what to me would seem a bit weird is to sort of display sometimes as a toast, like if it's successful, but then if it's unsuccessful, I don't know, because we probably do that elsewhere, don't we?
Okay, these should pass, and this should throw an error.
Okay.
Oh, it didn't. Usually it does.
Now, is that though maybe because
see if I do it by itself, it does fail to apply command.
But I wonder if that's almost, I don't know if you'd call it a bug or what, but like, because at least one command was successful, it doesn't say that sort of thing. That doesn't really help anyway, but yeah, because what I'm really interested in, like I say, is if that scenario where some are successful and some aren't, and it would seem slightly odd to me. I don't know, would it or wouldn't it? Like, I'm thinking, would it seem weird if you got a toast sort of saying like, you know, assigned at Cara, and then you got an error at the top for something else? Maybe not. But yeah, I would have thought that one of the pajamas guidelines would have said like, if you've got like a long message or something, then don't use toast because toast just pops up and then disappears, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like if you don't have time to digest what's that, I guess that's the difference with the alert, right? It's dismissible, it stays up until
Right.
you get rid of it. So I kind of feel like I favor it very slightly, because you could be doing something quite in depth. You could be assigning people, assigning reviewers, adding labels. You could be doing quite a bunch of things at the same time. But I would still add that to the list of questions, kind of thing, to sort of say um, like technically we could consider like, do you think it makes sense to change all of the quick action responses to toast? And then sort of you could say that it doesn't seem to mention not to use toast for long or multiple messages, but it seems like a sensible reason not to use it, to me at least, anyway.
Yeah.
It's amazing how, like, I don't know if deep is the right word, but like I say, something that feels like it should be pretty simple, like black and white, a little change becomes a lengthy discussion.
Yeah. I was too deep in the weeds of the code to even consider this. It's like, how can I suppress this alert? But maybe it's not even necessary. Okay. Yeah. Well,
I
I
think that's
guess,
enough to, that's sort of food for thought, so to speak, that Phil or whoever it'll be can
yeah, I can shed
respond
some
to.
light.
And yeah, exactly. I mean, no, probably. I was going to say maybe they will say, oh, like maybe do just do both. Keep the what's it, and or maybe even we do something a bit hacky where we do patch the response client side, but only if it's the only quick action that was applied. If there were multiple, we keep it as is. But if there was just the one that's come back,
Mhm.
then we suppress the alert and we use the
The
post
toast.
instead. But we'll see what they say.
Okay, that's fair enough. Well, thank you for helping me think through that.
Wow, I'm not sure helping you is the right word, but at least we didn't have to dive into any Vuex code today.
Yes, that one is always
Oh,
tricky.
awesome. We'll enjoy the rest of your day and catch you during the week.